Hi guys and gals and kittens, and welcome to the Magic Show. In this video I'm going to be demonstrating an impossible AI chatbot. And it is impossible for two reasons. First of all, because of what it can do, and second of all, because of how it was created. So I'm going to show you what it can do first. Now let's, I want to see the contact us widget. Now, of course, this could be prompt engineered such that, it triggers this form, if the user is angry or wants to be contacted by Ainiro or whatever. Thomas@guysol.com. Let me edit this guy to avoid redundance. And now at this point, if I now go into SQL Studio and I select items, select all from leads, you will now see that the record actually is persisted that I just recently created inside of this AI chatbot. See what more it can do. Tell me a chat joke. You see, all of these widgets are dynamically injected into the chatbot stream, and they contain logic. Some of them even contain server-side APIs, such as this contact us form. And of course, the most complex one is show the Chino widgets, which actually is a fully fledged app, right? Because it allows me to actually read through items in my database, page back and forth, and this is real, it's actually happening, right? And I can, sort by, name or artist ID, etc., etc. And the CSS is a little bit, not perfect, but you have to see how I created the AI chatbot. So first, let's create an AI chatbot. I want this chatbot to be based upon content found at ainiro.io. So I want to name it ainiro.io, 5 pages, no email function. So now what the system is doing, it's scraping the landing page at Ainiro to create a kick-ass custom system instruction. Then it creates a new machine learning type, and then when it's done with that, it starts crawling and scraping the pages at ainiro.io for up to 5 pages maximum, and creates RAG data out of that. So now let's vectorize it. And now the point is that I want to have widgets associated with this AI chatbot. Create widgets. A widget is like a small reusable snippet of HTML that can be dynamically injected into the AI chatbot. I want it to collect names, emails, and phone numbers. And I'll need to save the input data. So I'm trying to pretend as if I'm a citizen, as in not a software developer. I'm trying to avoid technological lingo here. Let's see what it's doing. Checking if the Ainiro module exists. So it's creating the module, current database schema, suitable table already exists. Create SQLite database named Ainiro. No leads. Okay, so it's using an existing database called Ainiro. I didn't know I had that one. I should probably have deleted it. Now it's generating backend logic. It's done with leads post.hl. And I guess we can already your lead capture widget has been created and saved as blah blah. Show it to me. So now we can try it directly in line in here. Let's try it, Thomas Hansen. and phone. And we can already at this point connect to the database and select all records to verify that it was actually able to persist data. And as you can see, it was perfectly capable of persisting the data. Associate the widget with my chatbot and vectorize it. So now we've created a lead generation form collecting emails, phones, and names. And the type is vectorized. Let's create another widget. Create a widget without an API that is colorful and fetches Chuck Norris jokes using the Chuck Norris API and show it to me. So now I want to have a colorful widget that just displays jokes, right? Kind of like one of the widget to display jokes when a button is clicked. But it doesn't matter. The point is I'm just like creating random widgets. You can really create anything here you want, right? And it actually did it. Let's see if it works. Loading. And it's actually working. Chewbacca says, "Sir," to no one except Chuck Norris. Okay, associate the widget with my chatbot. So now I have two widgets in my chatbot. Right. Let's create a third one, the most complex so far. I want to create another widget. I want it to connect to Chinook database and display all artist records, ads, paging and filtering. Add paging, prev next buttons in the top right corner, and filtering by clicking columns. Retrieve the schema for Chinook database to understand how to map this together. I'll need an API for reading records. So this is our by far most complex widget so far. But I mean, really, the complexity level of the widget, you know, sky's the limit. So let's see what it does here. Okay, artist ID and name, fetches artist. So now it's creating a backend API for me. And actually already at this point we can go into HyperID and we can look at the API. I'm not going to do that here. But we could. So here it creates the Chinook module, artist table, and now it's saving the widget for me. So now let's have a look at the widget and see if it actually works. So sometimes the AI hallucinates or creates bugs. This is not perfect, but it's like way good. So, but every now and then it will mess up things and you'll have to manually edit the code. Which is something you can do because all of this code is just like inside of HyperID. If I open it in a different window here now, go into Iniro widget, you see here, lead capture. This is the HTML code that captures leads. Right, and this is the HTML that, you know, shows the Chuck Norris jokes, guys. And both of them are already at this point associated with my AI chatbot. Now let's go back here. Has been created and saved. Okay, show me the widget. Let's see if it works. Here it comes. Hey. And as you can see here now, it's perfectly capable of fetching albums, AC/DC. These are albums from my database. Let's see if we can page, and we can page. Paging works. Let's try sorting. Sorting works. You click twice, it sorts the other way, right? So everything seems to work. Associate the widget with my chatbot. And now we're almost done. All we now got to do, so now we have a kick-ass AI chatbot with 3 different widgets. Now we got to create a landing page where we host that AI chatbot. Vectorize it. So now when the vectorization is done, we want to create a kick-ass landing page and embed the AI chatbot on it and return the URL when done. Scrape iniro.io for inspiration and use its content to create a light orange themed landing page with gradients, modern minimalistic design. Let's see what it comes up with. So let's have a look at our landing page. Here's our landing page, 100% generated by the AI. Here's the chatbot, dynamically embedded into the landing page by the AI. What can I ask you about? Right, you can ask it about anything related to iniro, obviously, right? But we can also tell it to tell me a Chuck Norris joke, at which point it's going to display our Chuck Norris widget. Right, and now we're getting jokes from Chuck Norris API. I want to see the contact us form. Let's see if it can show that form. Okay, name Thomas Hansen, Thomas plus at gaiasol.com to test it multiple times. Let's see if it works. Now we can connect to database and select all records. At which point now, of course, it's going to have 2 Thomas entries, hopefully, if everything works. And you know what? Data is there. Display the Chino widgets. I could prove that the data is there, but the data is there. So, and as you can see now, here's our Chino widget. And we can page. And we can, go back, we can filter on names, and we can filter on artist ID. The CSS is a little bit messed up, but those are things we could have fine-tuned after having created the widget. And that's basically how I created the AI chatbots.